come.
Amen. Did it to him.
Here you come. Tonight's shiur is sponsored by Dr. Sofer in memory of his father, Shlomo ben Aharon. His neshama shel aliyah.
Amen.
All the Torah that we learned also tonight, we have halakha. We're going to learn the Ilun Nishmat, so we're going to have halakha also in his memory. And so his neshama should be very, very happy. In Gan Eden. We're going to start here, guys. Mesechet Nida. It should be on the top. Yeah, Mesechet Nida. Yes, for me it's visible. Continuing in Mahloket. This is Parashat Korach. No Mahloket Mordechai. I know. We're going to start now. Mesechet Nida is on top. Yeah, we have Itai's here. Itai's come. Yeah, okay. Mesechet Nida Daf Yud Zayin. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about nails. Tziponaim. Why? Because of my son. Because it made my son, I told you, if you were here in the mechanism, my son, my wife said, come over here, cut your nails. And he said, no, you're not doing the halakha. My Rebbe said, this one. And my wife tells me, is he right? I said, no, he's not right. Halakha l'ma'aseh, we do Sfaradim, and so therefore, more questions about nails. So I decided, you know what, let's last minute make the whole shiur about the nails. We're in the middle of talking about women in Bekat HaMazon. We'll have to go back to it. And so I want to try to finish this whole topic tonight. Okay, Gemara Nida Daf Yud Zayin. I highlighted it in orange. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai says, now, before I read this list, I'm letting you know, warning, a lot of interesting stuff on this list. If we talk about every single thing, we're never going to finish the nails. So we may have to skip some of the stuff, but we can always go back to it, okay? There are 5 things. 5 things, if someone does them, his life is in his hands, he's risking his life, and it's his fault. If God forbid something happens to him, he has no one to blame but himself. Number 1. From the guy who got number 1. Already. Shum kaluf ubatzel kaluf ubetza kelufa. Someone who eats a peeled onion, a peeled garlic, and a peeled egg. Okay, interesting. We're talking about if it was peeled and left overnight. We'll get into this in 1 second in the Gemara. You could swallow the food. You could eat a peeled garlic. Hold on. That's number 1. Number 2. If someone drinks drinks that was open all night, it wasn't covered. This also get into it for a drink. And I'm more, but maybe next time because it's a whole. Let's see, a little bit. Number 3. Remember we had the sleeps in the cemetery. Number 4, someone who cuts his nails and throws the nails in a public area while people walk around. Very dangerous thing he's doing. Number 5, they used to do it all the time. They used to bloodlet, right? In old medicine, they thought that helped because if your arm hurts, it must be the blood area. So, but it makes you very weak, right, doctor? And so, therefore, after someone takes a lot of blood out, he shouldn't be with his wife. He's not healthy enough. And so, if someone has to do that, it's your fault. You have no one to blame but yourself. Okay.
It's not the bloodletting, but what you do after.
Now, the rabbis will love bloodletting. All the rabbis love bloodletting. The Gemara love bloodletting. And Mikubalim, they all loved it. Now we don't do it anymore, right? Nobody does it anymore. Right? Do they? They still do it? Wow. Countries? Some countries? Some conditions. Okay. I highlighted for you also, I think for most of you, Rashi, Mithayyed ben Ashur, Kilomar, Hu Gorena. You're doing this thing. Your fault, buddy. Don't do these 5 things. Okay. Let's go further in the Gemara. Someone who eats peeled shum, the peeled onions and the garlic and eggs. Now, I want to get into this. I don't know if we should, though. Maybe we should wait and come back. But let's read the Gemara. Even if you put it in a basket, you put it in a utensil, and you even tie it and you seal it so it's closed in a bag. Still, if it's overnight and it's peeled, you can't eat it the next day. An evil spirit comes onto the peeled garlic, egg, or onion, even inside of a wrapped plastic or something like this. Now, what are you going to say about Mrs. Dweck? Jasmine, one day she showed me the container of peeled garlic that she buys. She said, "Hey, am I allowed to use it? It's peeled garlic." Yes, you're allowed to use it. Why? Because I said, look at the ingredients. That's what the Gemara says. We're only talking about ela delo shiyad mahen ikaran or kalipatan. This is only if you completely cut off the peel and you completely cut off the root. About shiyad mahen ikaran or kalipatan let landa. But if you leave a little bit of skin on it, a little of the peel, a little bit of the root, it's kosher. Only talking about a completely peeled item. And I believe Rashi says, let's see, Rashi doesn't say. Someone else says, and the poskim say, if you mix in another ingredient, it's kosher. Any other ingredient, anything. Salt, citric acid, they put in there. Water, I'm not sure about. It's a voodoo issue. It's a Jewish voodoo. It's Kabbalah. Okay, next thing. Now, I'm going to read Benish High.
So if you want to save the onion, use a little bit of, put a little salt.
If you want to see the onion overnight, either A, chop it in half and leave the peel on the other half, or B, pour a little salt on it, or a little lemon or something, and you're good. I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you want me to go into this now, or should we come back to this? You want to go? Okay. Rest of the list, then Gemara, and then I'll read the Insha. Guys, further in the Gemara. That was item number 1, right? Item number 2, further in the Gemara, and then I'll read the Insha. The shokem mashkin mizugin sha'abar alein alayla. You drink something that was left overnight. Amar biuda amar shemuel behu shilanu bichli matechot. That's only if it was in metal. Only in metal the bad spirits will come onto it. Amara papa uchli natad, which I think is called natron or natron. It's like an antique ceramic type. Even in that one, kichli matechot damu, it's just like metal. So not only metal. So it's machloket which type of vessel. Some people hold only if the water is in metal, and some people say no, any vessels. Keep that. Hold on to it for a second. Okay. Someone who sleeps in the cemetery, because he wants a spirit to come on him. It could be dangerous. It's a very dangerous activity. Okay, now I'll read the Benish High. It says the Benish High. Lo yiten tafshil v'shum mashke tahat hamita. Don't put any food or drink under the bed, because the evil spirit will come if it's under the bed. Even if they're covered in metal, in coverings, vessels. Even if you eat it raw. Even if you already left it on the bed, you didn't realize it happened. Don't eat them. Now, some people say it depends on the chisaron kis. If it's a few bucks, throw it away. But if you have a caterer, let's say, he has tons of stuff under his bed and it's going to affect his business, maybe let it go. Some people say only on a bed that people actually sleep on, just like when we wash our hands in the morning, because the evil spirit, ruach ra'ah, comes in our hands during the sleep. So the idea would be the evil spirit will go under the bed as well. But a couch, for example, or a chair that you don't sleep on in hashash, some people say it's no problem. And some people disagree and they say even that's a problem. Okay. Benish High, as you would imagine. Benish High is very Kabbalistic rabbi. He says you should be strict in all situations. He says some people don't even put food under a table. וכמו שכתב הרב הגאון חיים פלאז'י, like Rav Chaim Palagi, the Kafahim writes, well, po'irenu here in our city in Baghdad, in Nizhanim Bazeh, we don't care about the table. Umanahim tahat shulchan, we put food under the table. Okay. Let me skip a little. V'chen, lo yochal shum ubatzal she'abad alehem laila ehad ahad sheniklefu. Don't eat this peeled garlic and onion after it went overnight. V'im nish'ad me'at lipatan. If a little of the peel is left, mutar, it's allowed. V'hainu dafka im levadam. That's only if it's only that ingredient. About im me'orabim im she'al achalim. If you mix it with other ingredients, hen b'bishul, whether you cooked it, hen b'shkabush, you pickled it, afilu kilopim legamri, even if they're fully peeled, mutar, it's allowed. V'chen almad abar, this is the custom. Garlic, onions, and eggs.
What if we dice them?
Same thing, it seems. That's a good question. Same thing, it seems. We have to really warn the people in Baghdad from the garlic that comes from Persia, from Iran. Because the Iranians are selling us, he says, peeled garlic with no ingredients. So Ben Ish Chai says he would like the people in Baghdad to not purchase Persian garlic. They sell it. They have citric acid. They have something added to it. It's not alone. Look in the ingredients. They add preservative.
It still has a little.
Not the chefs, not the culinary ones. The one they sell to chefs is perfectly peeled. It's a whole jar. You buy it in Costco. It's a whole jar, but they add citric acid to it. They add sodium. I don't know what they call it to it. They add something to it. Okay.
Don't forget it.
Some sort of preservative. Now, Rambam, the problem is there's so much Rambam to read. But let's do a little bit. Rambam, where would you find this Rambam? You'll never find it on, if you look. The laws, Itai, where do you find the Rambam that talks about this? Eating garlic. The laws of murder. In the laws of murder and preservation of life, chapter 11. Here's the Rambam. I just don't know how much to read because it'll take the whole thing if we read the whole thing. But let's see. The rabbis told us be careful of a bunch of things that sakana nefashot, it's dangerous. If someone says, I don't care, I want to put myself in danger, I want to eat the egg, don't tell me what to do. Or any makpid bekach, I don't care about your hocus pocus. Makino to makat mardut, lashes. So this doesn't sound a lot like Maimonides. Maimonides, it doesn't seem to be a hocus pocus guy, but he says, hey, if the rabbi said don't do it, you don't do it. Ve'elohen.
You get lashes for it.
Yeah.
Because it's a monset.
Yeah, it's a makat mardut, which is rabbinic lashes.
So what about like a peeled egg?
Yeah, peeled egg. Add some salt. Add some salt. Just sprinkle some salt on it. Lo yaniyah, we do it all the time. We make eggs for the kids, hard-boiled eggs. Put a little salt. Yeah? Here says the Rambam. Lo yaniyah adam piv ala salon hamikaleach v'yeshteh. Number one, don't drink from the hose. In those days, they had bugs and all sorts of things in the hose. V'lo yeshteh b'layla, huh?
They have hoses?
Irrigation thing for the plants. I don't know what they had. Don't drink from the rivers at nighttime. You can't see what you're drinking. That's a leech, yeah? Is a leech, right? Aluka, yeah? Maybe you're going to swallow, God forbid, a leech. You won't see it. So don't drink from the rivers in pitch black night. And don't drink water that was left out overnight. Maybe a snake drank from the water and left some of his venom inside of it. And God forbid someone drinks it and it's dangerous.
We don't have that today.
I know that we don't have snakes today, but Rambam says very clearly, a lot of people don't do this. There are a lot of people that don't keep this because they say these days there's no snakes in our houses. Me personally, I mean, I'm scared of what the Rambam says. Rambam says don't veer.
We have water. If you use the lime.
Hold on. These are the liquids ha'asurim mishum gilui that are forbidden if they're left out. Mayim, water, yain, wine, va'afilu mazuk, even if it's mixed wine, va'afilu idhil ta'amo leishtanot lehomas, even if it's wine going bad, it's going to become vinegar soon. Halal, milk, devash.
Talking about uncovered.
Uncovered.
Okay.
Devash, seer. Seer is what? Seer. I forgot the word.
So is this all health related?
Seer is, I think it's a pickling element, huh?
It's all health related, like you're
It's-
taking like
It's a preservative.
Yeah, it's health related, but it's definitely Kabbalistic also, because you're not going to have doctors out there that agree with this. So it's
it's not a dangerous thing.
so it's a spiritual health.
Spiritual health.
Yeah, and the nails are going to be all about this also. There are spiritual forces. There are good forces and bad forces for sure, which we can't see, and they attach themselves to certain places. And so the rabbis are saying, heads up, these are places where they might come to. All right, there's definitely hocus pocus. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
doesn't say health issue.
It's spiritual health. It's spiritual health.
Well, it's like kashrut. Everybody thinks a lot of the Goyim think it's about health.
Well, kashrut is just dietary, right? It's not really health or spiritual health. It's just dietary, right? But you can say it's also spiritual. We don't eat any animal that's aggressive. We don't barely eat any animals that eat other animals.
Right.
So it is
But a lot of the world does, and they're fine. So it's not
Right.
about health.
right. It's a spiritual health. You are what you eat. Right.
Yeah.
All the birds that are kosher are birds that are not birds of prey. We don't eat any birds that grab things with their claws, that grab animals with their claws. We eat birds that peck corn, right? So it's a spiritual thing. Okay. Rabbeinu Bachya says the same thing for all the animals. Fish. Look at any animal we eat, they're not aggressive. He says try to find one aggressive animal that we eat. Maybe buffalo. Okay. So these are the liquids that are not allowed to be left overnight. Anything else, orange juice or whatever, in makpidim al giluyan, it's okay. Why? She'en ba'alei aras shutim, because the snake wouldn't want that. Okay. Hashum shenitrasek ve'abatiyah shenehtach v'netkale hi edz abatiyah. Asur, melons. V'chen kol kayotze bahen. So he expands it. Not only from onions and garlics and eggs, he adds melons.
They're saying you can cut watermelon.
You leave it open. That's what he says.
Can't have cut watermelon in your fridge and eat them.
I do it. I have cut watermelon in my fridge. Yeah, I have it. I don't know. So Rambam increases it.
Right?
No, but he's talking about under your bed.
He doesn't say that.
Huh?
He
That's what we're
says
talking about.
Shabinit Galit. No, it doesn't say that. I don't know.
But
And
he's
so,
talking about uncovered for sure.
yeah. And so that's what a lot of people say. What Ezra is saying now, a lot of people say. A lot of people say this is outdated. This is partial list. This is chapter 11 of Rambam, Life Preservation. If you want, we could look more into it, and I can give you more modern poskim, but I want to go on. It's a little bit. Okay. Huh?
What age did he look at?
He was very stressed out. He had a very stressful job. Okay. Now, let's go on to the topic of the night, which is nails. The Gemara says further. Someone who takes his nails and throws them into a public area, you're doing a very bad thing. Why? Gemara says, it seems from the Gemara, it's just not hocus pocus. It's straight. A woman that's pregnant is going to trip on your nails, going to slip on your nails, and God forbid, miscarry. And it's going to be your fault.
But this is public.
Public means a place where this woman would be walking.
So in your house is public? No.
If you have a woman in your house, you shouldn't. If you have a pregnant woman, you shouldn't.
No, I understand.
If you live
I know
alone, it's not public.
But he's saying in the Gemara that it's public.
Okay, hold on.
Throw it out in the public.
Right now, the Gemara says a public area. We'll define a little more in a second. It seems right here very, very basic. We don't want any pregnant women to slip on the nails. Velo amaran. Now, other people say it doesn't mean slip. It means they're going to be disgusted by the nails. If they're walking down and she's pregnant, she's also very sensitive. She sees your gross toenails all over clippings on the floor. She's going to be so disgusted, she, God forbid, might miscarry. So it could be this way or that way.
I think this only makes sense in the context that I don't think they had same nail clippers we have.
They definitely had.
Grows like 1/8 of an inch. We clip it. I think their nails grew much longer.
Okay, no, not necessarily. I'm going to show you why in a second. No, but I'll show you why in a second. There's a third object. There's a third possibility. So one is slipping. Two is she's going to be disgusted, and the third is Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah, Ben Ish Hai and others talk about it. Give me 1 second. We'll do the Kabbalah. Okay, the Gemara says, "Velo amaran ela deshakil biknustari." We're only talking about when you used a scissors, a nail clipper, a tool, that you're not allowed to throw it on the floor. But if you used your mouth to bite your nails, it seems it's okay for now. Velo amaran ela deshakil diadeh udichareh. It's only talking about if you both your hand and your feet nails for now. Velo amran ela de lo gaz midi batrahil, and it seems this only applies if the only thing on the floor is the nail clippings. But if you decide to also cut some other stuff, and now there's more than nail clippings on the floor, it should be okay for now. About gaz midi batrahil, but if you cut something else, let lanba, there should be no problem. Gemara says velohi. No, all these things we just said are wrong. Lechula milta haishinan. We care about all of these things. You don't have exceptions, whether it's your hand and your foot, doesn't matter. Or your hand, or your foot, all the other things we said. If you use a scissor, if you use your mouth, it doesn't matter. You can't do it because of the pregnant lady. Okay. Tanur Banan. We learned it in the Beraita, in the Mishnah. Gimel devarim ne'emru b'siponayim. We said 3 things about nails. Sorfan, hasid. Someone who burns his nails after he clips them is a hasid. Hasid is a very righteous person. Kovran, if someone buries his nail clippings, Sadiq. Sadiq is a little less than a hasid. Zorkan, if he just throws them, Rasha is a bad guy. Rashi says, Hasid, Adif misadik. As Hasid is higher level than a Sadiq. Hasid in general, the Gemara says, the Mishpatim, Be'ela Mishpatim, Gemara says, if you want to be a Hasid, learn Nizikin, learn the laws of damages. In general, when we say Hasid, now we say Hasidim, but Hasid predates Hasidim. Hasid means someone who's careful about another person. That's what a Hasid is. So why are you a Hasid? Because you care about the next person, about that lady. You think maybe a pregnant lady is coming, I'm going to go out of my way to burn my nails so she never sees them.
Burning is flushing, right?
Huh?
Burning is flushing.
Okay, good. 1 second. Why is burning better than burying? Well, she says, if you bury them, maybe they'll come back up. Someone will dig it up and she'll see them. If you burn them, they're out of existence completely. Tosafot says it's an orange. Sorfan hasid. If you burn your nails, you're a hasid. There's no chance that they're going to come back and she's going to see them. The Aruch says, the burning of nails is dangerous for you. They say on a Kabbalistic level, anything you burn from your own body can hurt your mazal. It's not good to burn your own hair or your own nails. Anything that comes from you, you shouldn't burn. And therefore, you don't care about your own damage. You care so much about the pregnant ladies walking by that you're going to damage yourself by burning your own nails just to help her out. You're hasid.
The burning is saying that Avodah Zarah.
No Avodah Zarah. No.
It was Avodah Zarah that was taken burn.
No Avodah Zarah here. No, we're talking about Pishtutokim Mashmal. You burn them so they're out of sight.
Why a pregnant woman versus a blind woman?
Because we hear about the baby. Well, good question. Maybe one person knows. We care about the baby. We don't want miscarriages. The Ben Ish Chai's Kabbalistic answer will give you more.
Blind people slip all the time.
Avi. The Ben Ish Chai. Okay, so number one, if you hold, there were three possibilities, right? Slipping, disgust, or Kabbalah. If you hold it slipping, you're right. A blind person can slip also. If you hold it disgusting, a blind person can't see it. Nothing to be disgusted about. If you hold it's Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic reasons, I'll tell you in a second, they apply only to the ladies. Okay? All right. Now, one more Gemara, and then we'll move on to Halakha L'Maaseh. The next Gemara I brought for you is a different Mesechah. It's Moed Katan. Daf Yud Hayat. It's also in orange. It's a story. Here comes the story. Pinehas Ahua de Mar Shemuel. Pinehas, the brother of Mar Shemuel. Shemuel was a great rabbi. His brother's name was Pinehas. Pinehas Ahua de Mar Shemuel. Itra ben Milta. Something bad happened to him. What happened? Someone in his family died, and now he's sitting Shiva. Al Shemuel lemish al ta'amamine. Shemuel came to ask him reason. What does that mean, ask him reason? It means to pay respects. That's what it means. He went to visit Shiva. Hazanhu the tofre dehavun nefishin. He goes to visit his brother who's sitting Shiva, and the first thing he sees is gigantic nails on his brother's hand. He didn't cut his nails.
His brother is sitting and he's not.
And he said, it must have been one of his brother's kids passed away, it seems. And he says to his brother, Amarle, he says, Amar lo shakalta lehu. Hey, why don't you cut your nails? Imagine the first thing he says, he was a great rabbi. He says, why don't you cut your nails? Now, there's more to it because of the mahloket during Avelut, if you're allowed to cut your nails or not. So it could be Shemuel held, hey, you're allowed to cut your nails during Avelut. Okay. Regardless, his brother got very offended. Amarle, if this happened to you, would you be so disgraceful? If this happened to you, would you want me to tell you the same thing? The first thing you tell me when I come in is, why don't you cut your nails? We have to be careful every word we say. That what he said is, if this would have happened to you, it happened to Shemuel. His words came true. Everything we say, you have to be very careful. And so, shortly afterwards, one of Shemuel's family members died. So now what happens? It's Pinhas's turn to visit his brother Shemuel now. So Al Pinhas now Pinhas comes to visit Shiva to Shemuel. Shaklinhu. The tufre. What does Shemuel do when he sees his brother Pinhas come in? He takes his nails, either he cuts them on the spot or they're already ready. It doesn't say. He takes his nails, he throws them in his face. His nail cuttings. He throws them in his face.
Is that big rabbis?
Huge rabbi. Shemuel is huge rabbi.
This is the Rav and Shemuel?
This is the Rav and Shemuel person. Now, Shemuel has a history of weird stories. I gave a class for the ladies once. You can look it up on YouTube. It's about watching your words. You check it out. I said every story in the Gemara that Shemuel, one after another, has stories where someone says something to him, he says something to another person. He said he made a comment to someone about his girls. The same thing happened to his girls. Always with Shemuel, you have to be careful what he says. So what does he do? He throws the nails in his brother's Pinhas's face, and he says, Amale, let lach berit kirutadis fatayim. Don't you know that Hashem made a treaty, a covenant with our lips? Why did you open your mouth and say, if this happened to me? You made this happen to me all because of the nails? Take the nails. He threw the nails at his brother. Now, how do you know that Hashem has a covenant, a brit, with our words, that our sifatayim? Good. That's not the Gemara's response. The Gemara's is, how do you know this is true? That whatever we say comes true? Could come true. Abraham tells Ishmael and Eliezer, stay here with the donkey. Me and the boy are going up. I'm going up to Shechtim. And we'll come back. He was just telling them, we'll come back. Ka'an, as we say in the Halal. Ka'an. He's not coming back. He's coming back alone. 37. No, Yitzhak. Very good question. Your question is asked by great rabbis, and they bring proofs back and forth that Na'ad has nothing to do with Na'ad from the Torah. Great question. Excellent question. Your question is asked by Rabbeinu Bachya, asked it, and other people. They answer that Na'ad is not really an age in the Torah language. And Na'ad is not really an age. It's an emotion. It's an emotional state. They use Na'ad all the time. Okay, good question. Excellent question. And so what happened was he said, "We're going to come back." Hey, look what happened. They both came back, just like he said. And so Hashem says, "Oh, you said you're coming back. Guess what? Now I got to send you both back. You said we're coming back." Okay. So now we see from this story what so far? We see from the story that he cut his nails while he was at Abel, Shemuel. So he really believed you can cut your nails as an Abel. We don't know if he used his mouth or doesn't say scissors. And he threw them. If they're so tameh and they can damage someone, why would he throw them?
He was afraid.
He was mad?
He was afraid.
He wasn't pregnant, but maybe someone else is going to visit it. So, Sabur Mineh, Yad in Deregelo, they thought, you know what, maybe you're allowed to cut your hand nails, but not your feet nails. Amar Rav Anan Bata Halifa. Is this where it goes? Hold on. I'm going to skip a little bit because it's talking about cutting your nails during Chol Moed. Shilosha Devarim Ne'emru B'Tziponaim, the same thing we learned. It's the first letter and the first word on the page is like a little dalid. Shilosha Devarim Ne'emru B'Tziponaim Hakovran Sadiq, just like we said before. If someone buries them, it's a Sadiq. Sorfan Hasid, if you burn them, you're Hasid. And Zorkan Rasha Ta'amai. What's the reason? Shema Ta'avor Alehen Isha Overa, it says. Vitapil. Maybe someone will go and, God forbid, miscarry. Oh, I skipped too much. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back a little bit. I wanted to save time and I skipped the thing. Amar Rav Shaman Baraba. Rav Shaman Baraba says, and I went back up now if you're following. I was on Chol Moed in the Bet Midrash with Rabbi Yohanan, the great Rabbi Yohanan. He bit his nails with his mouth. He bit his nails off. And he threw them on the floor in the Bet Midrash. Shema mina talat. We learn from here three things, three halachot. Shema mina mutar litos siponayim b'chol moed. One, looks like you can cut your nails on Chol Moed. Shema, maybe only with the teeth though, right? Shema mina en bahem mishum mius. Must be, it's not disgusting. You can use your mouth. It's not disgusting for people to see this. Ushma mina mutar zokan. I guess you're allowed to throw your nails on the floor. If Yohanan can throw the nails on the floor, why can't I throw my nails on the floor? Annie, very good. Annie, is this true? That you're allowed to throw them wherever you want? The same gemara as Nida. We said there are three things: burying them, burning them. And so Gemara answers, Isha be midrasha la shechiha. Women are not going to the Bet Midrash. Women don't go to the Bet Midrash. And so therefore, he threw them on the floor. There's no hashash. Blind men? Maybe blind men. Rabbi Yosef was blind, and he was in the Bet Midrash. But women didn't go to the Bet Midrash, so I threw them on the floor. If you're going to ask me, Zimnin de mechanshi lehu, v'shadi lehu, abarai, maybe they're going to clean the Bet Midrash. Someone's going to sweep the Bet Midrash eventually, and they're going to throw the dust outside, and the nails along with it outside, and a woman's going to pass by there maybe, so why don't you be careful? Kivan de ishtani. Since it changes its location, it changes the luck. This is Gemara's answer. Kivan de ishtani. The only problem of the nails is when it's in the place where it landed. But if you picked it up and you moved it to another spot, it's fine. And what's the proof? Rabbi Yohanan threw it on the floor of the Bet Midrash. So the Gemara says. Okay.
But you moving there or a different person moving there?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It gets moved.
It gets moved. Once it gets moved, it gets moved. Now, to Avi's point, we had, what is the reason for this? The pregnant lady. Either A, she might slip on it. B, she might be disgusted by it. C, Kabbalah. What's the Kabbalistic reason? So the Beis Hai says that nails is a sigula for pirya v'ribya. Nails is a fertility. Why is it a sigula for fertility? Because they never stop growing. No matter how old you are, your nails are always growing. And so therefore the nail signifies something very holy, fertility. And so that's why in Havdalah, very good, Beis Hai says that's why in Havdalah we look at the nails, which we'll talk about in a second, because that's where it's a sigula to have children, says the Beis Hai. And so therefore he says, when a woman who's busy with fertility and trying to have a baby and she's pregnant and she looks at this sigula on the floor, it's very bad luck for her. The fertility thing that you threw on the floor, very bad luck. This is one reason the Beis Hai gives. Let's see another reason. Another reason is kafahim. Kafahim. Very good. So the Mikubalim talk about this. Very good.
That's when you speak to them. Yes,
Regional.
Within one.
Yosef, I don't even get into that. Ask me crazy questions about it. But what you're saying is good, Avi. The Mikubalim talk about long hair and long nails. Long beard is supposed to be holy. That's sort of the kiddusha that's growing downward. But long hair up here is considered not holy. That's like the bad spirits growing downward. It's always good to keep your hair short and your beard long.
They hang out there.
Api Kabbalah, yeah. Nails, we'll get to you in 1 second. We'll do it. But I want to read Kafahim. Kafahim says, we'll wrap up very quick. Kafahim says as follows. Where am I? 298. Okay. So if you look at the Kafahim and the laws of Havdalah, because we look at the nail during Havdalah, yeah? He says as follows. Hold on. He says, Maran Shulchan Aruch says that we do Boreh Meoreh Ha'esh, Nohagim Leistakel, Bekapot Ha'yadayim U'Betziponayim. Maran Shulchan Aruch. The custom is to look at our nails. The Ramah Moshe Isserles Ashkenaz says, Yesh Lil'ot B'Tziponei Yad Yamin, look at the right nails, U'Le'ahoz HaKos B'Yad Tzimol, and hold the kos in the left. V'yesh Lekfof HaTzpa'ot L'toch HaYad, and you should bend your fingers into your hand. She'az Ro'eh B'Tziponayim Im HaKapot V'Atahat, so you can see everything at once. This is what the Kafahim is going on. Says the Kafahim. The Ha'arizal היה נוהג לכפול ראש אצבעותיו הימניים אל תוך כפו הימנית. The Arizal would fold his fingers, his right fingers into his right palm, like this. והגדול, it's the Godel, but it's written Gadol. The big one, the Godel, מכוסה תחתיהם, is covered. Why? Because this is Deen. The thumb represents judgment, and the rest of the fingers not. This is why during Anna, you cover the thumb, and you go like this, because the thumb is judgment, Alpi Kabbalah, Kabbalistically. And so there you go. So this, we don't ask why, I don't know why. I'm giving you the whats. The whys, I don't have all the whys. Yeah, so the thumb is judgment. And even some people, when they pray tefillah, liron. Sadiq, liron.
Right on the top, and the thumbs are like this.
Some people, when they pray the Amidah, if they're not holding a book, they go like this. Both thumbs covered. I don't do it personally. I used to when I was. Yeah, but the thumb's in, and the thumb's in, and the thumb's inside. You'll see some people do it. Now, if you see, you'll see. I used to do it in yeshiva. I don't do it now. But it's a Kabbalistic thing to hide the thumbs. Okay? Good? Also, Kabbalistic thing not to go like this also. Yeah. Yeah. Let's finish that. Huh? The whys, you're asking why? It's a whole Kabbalistic. Yeah. The whys. We have to start with the whats and then we'll get into the whys. Na'aseh v'nishma. Hold on.
You can't take off your shirt and your sweater at the same time.
That's very good. This is Benish High. Benish High writes that also. Maybe we'll do another one. We'll do all the hooks. Okay, guys, we're doing Kaf Haim. Says the Kaf Haim. Harizal went like this. He put his right nails inside his palm with his thumb blocked. And it's bent towards your face. Not like this, but like this. And they're bent toward the candle. Okay, fine. Not like those people who go straight up like this, straight into the fire. That's not what you're supposed to do. Also, not like those people. They go like this or like this. But now, this is the way we do it. Okay. You have to bend your right. Your fingers are up and you bend down. Fine. Why? And it says at the end, we look at the nails. Why do we look at the nails on Saturday night? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to save time. Let me skip. Same thing as the Benish High. Because the nails are fertility. They signify fertility. They don't stop growing. Okay? And he says over here, Rabbi Yonah writes that it is a siman beracha nagu leslakel bahen, the siman tov be'achnasat hashavua. We look at the nails, it's a good sigula for the week during Hadalah. And he says over here, Zecher lechotnot or. Adam Arishon, it said, and Hava, Adam and Eve, Hashem made for them kotnot or, with the ayin, leather clothes, which you can also read kotnot or with the aleph, which is clothes of light. What were the clothes of Adam? What was the clothing that he made for Adam? Says the Kabbalah, nails. The whole body of Adam and Eve were nails, and imagine the neshama shining. It was like a light, or it was like a shining, because it's like you can see through almost. So it's a shining material. And so therefore, he says, Zecher lechotnot or, like we say in the Agadah. I'm skipping. Adam milubash bechotnot tziponaim. Adam Arishon was wearing clothing of nails. Tehabun naharin, and they were full of light, ke'ananei kavod, like the clouds of glory. Okay, fine. The whole goof. The whole body was nails. After the hayat, after the sin, now all we have is a little bit left. So hold on one second. We said that the nails are tum'ah or the nails are kedusha. What's tahara? Which one is it?
They're attached.
Are they cut or they're still on you?
Almost.
No, but even if they're long, they hang out underneath.
Very good. So the answer is the nails we have on our body are the only thing we have left from Adam Arishon's body. So it's actually holy. And like we just said, it's a sigula for children and fertility. However, the kilipa, the bad spirits, is Kabbalah. The bad spirits, they always want to be yonik. It's the word in the Kabbalah. They want to nurse. Yonik is to nurse. They want to feed off of the Kiddusha. And so they want to hang on to some stuff also. When it goes over the flesh, if your nails, see me, my nails are cut, my skin is on top. If you put a knife here, you'll cut my skin, not my nail, right? Once the nails go over the flesh, your nails are too long, and now you can have dirt underneath the nails. That's a sigula, that's a siman, that you can also have kilipa, bad spirits, in under the nails as well. So long nails is where a place where the tum'ah can come, impurity. Short nails is the opposite. It's purity. Excellent question. Great question. Huh? Except if you're a shohet and you're mohel, you have to. Otherwise, huh? You have to keep it clean. And so a lot of mekubalim, certain mekubalim say, make sure to keep your nails clean also. Because just like the physical dirt is in there, that means there's spiritual dirt under there. And so we want to keep our nails clean. And so when you cut your nails, that's the whole source of this. If you cut your nails, that's where the kilipa likes to hang on. They like to hang on the extra nail. It's all on the extra part. Wow, we'll do it. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. Let's do one more halakha from Kaf Hayim.
What about the ladies?
Ladies is a great question. I've seen some people say even ladies should keep their nails short. I've seen people say this. I'm not a posek. I'm not going to say ladies have to do it.
So there's no exception like that women have.
It's not even that. It's not even that. I would say even more. That's it.
They're the ones that take them. They're the ones that.
Oh no, the other way. The Hava Eve is the one who made us sin. Now the Ben Ish Chai says, no, this is another pshat. This is another pshat on why the women, the pregnant women, have to be careful with the nails, because it's a reminder of the het, of the sin of the etzadat, of the sin that was caused by her. It's another Kabbalistic reason why it only applies to women and not blind people, because they have to be careful. What about a nail salon? A woman goes to a nail salon, there's clippings all over the floor. I don't know. It might not be a great idea when you're pregnant to get a manicure.
Plus the fumes.
Make the husband do it. Save $20. Huh? Or you can say they sweep it around. Yeah. Okay, one more Kaf Hayim and then we'll move on to the next thing. Hold on. Kaf Hayim says, while we're on the Havdalah thing, this is very important. I really want this is not associated, but I want to speak this out. Kaf Hayim says, it's very fitting to yell at someone with some of these people in the shul. When we say Havdalah, when we say everyone look at the nails. Some people, they open their mouths. People, and they do it. A lot of people, they say, people are always talking, man. They're saying all sorts of things. Kohanim, during Kohanim, shut your mouth. Get the beracha from the Kohanim. You ever see this? Sometimes Yisa says like Yisa Hashem beracha v'tila. All the pesukim by heart. They know the whole Torah by heart. Everything that has the word Yisa. Yahed Hashem. They do all these things, huh? Don't say anything. Don't say anything. No, we don't hold. I don't hold Hashem. At the end.
At the shalom, when you had shalom,
at the end, when Kohanim is over.
If you have a bad dream.
If you had a bad dream only if you had a bad dream. I know, but we don't hold like this. My classes are Chamvadia. Benish High is Kabbalistic. Even the Gemara says, quiet. Someone's blessing you. Your master is giving you a blessing. You're talking. Imagine the guy, you're working and your boss is a millionaire. He's like, I'm going to give you a bonus. Shut your mouth and take the bonus. Yeah? Don't stop selling. Right? And so keep your mouth quiet during Kohanim and keep your mouth shut during Havdalah. Let the guy say the Havdalah. We don't need any hocus pocus additional. We already have enough. And so he says, yell at the person. Can't stop it. He says, tell them, keep quiet. They're making a hefsek in the beracha. It's an interruption. Okay. That's Kaf Hayim. Almost time.
Is it Baruch Hu Shema during Havdalah?
Don't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo anytime the beracha is including you for your mitzvah. You got the rule? Anytime, no, you probably yotzeh b'diavad. Anytime someone is doing a mitzvah beracha for you, don't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo is when you're not included in the thing. Okay? If he's doing Megillah, if I'm doing Megillah for you, don't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. If you already heard Megillah, and I'm doing it for another guy, you could say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. This is Jewish people. Jewish people only. Okay.
Or she can't sleep on the Hunter's nails?
It seems that from the Kabbalistic perspective, the Kiddusha is what attracts them. It's like bees coming to nectar. They want Kiddusha. They want to latch on to some sort. The holier you are, the more the Klipa actually wants a part of you. Okay. Okay. Let me just wrap up, and we'll give you the halakha l'maaseh.
But cutting is the right hand first, and then.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We might.
But everything is the right first, and then the left.
Hold on. It's all on the list. It says in Meish Chai. This is the Kabbalistic thing I was saying to you. Meish Chai says, "Hatziponaim hem shoresh kelipot." This is what I was telling you. I'm not making it up. The siponaim, the nails, is the source of the bad spirits, the kelipa. Ela shehu zacha betachlit hazichut, v'hi yoneket mimakom bekiat habasat besof ha'etzba'ot. Where does the kelipa, this bad spirit, like to nurse from? The edge. It can't come in below the flesh. It only can take everything above the flesh. You try your best to never have your nails on top of your flesh. Okay. Umashu keneged basad, everything under where the flesh is good stuff. Opposite. About mashu odef, whatever's sticking out above the flesh, and is coming out, you got to cut it off.
Except the hair.
Hold on. Okay. That's the kafayim, which I was saying. Now, the kafayim does say that if you go to the mikveh Friday, which I'm not a big mikveh guy, I wish I was, but I can't stand it. So if you're a mikveh guy and you go to the mikveh on Friday, it actually is the only time of the week where the whole nail is holy. It chases the kelipa completely away, and it's good because it's actually the best day to cut your nails is Friday, which we'll do in 1 second. And so go to the mikveh and cut your nails on Friday, you're hitting a home run. I don't go to the mikveh, I gotta be honest. But if you do it, it's great.
But if you don't cut your nails, you go to the takes away the kelipa also.
Momentarily for Friday, only he says. Only Friday.
Sure.
Okay. Kafayim says in addition, and says the Bnei Ish Chai as well, when you're cutting your nails, we said in the Gemara, the tum'ah is where they fall. Don't let them go on your clothes, Bnei Ish Chai says, and the Kafayim. Don't cut your nails like this, and they're going to go on your jacket or on your clothes, because that's the first place they drop is where the tum'ah goes. And so therefore, put them straight in the garbage, or put them in a napkin, put the napkin in the garbage, or how you dispose of it, we'll do in 1 second. But not on your clothes. Don't collect them like this. Some people bite their nails and collect them more like this. No, the stuff that's sticking out is not Kiddusha. The stuff that's over your nails, when you cut your
I was
nails.
talking about the cookie.
Okay. Hida and the Mishnah Be'orah say, how do you dispose of your nails? Okay, so the question is, should we burn our nails? Should we bury our nails? Is everybody going to make a bonfire and burn all the nails? So actually, I think the Hazon Ish, I heard he used to burn his nails.
With hametz.
Save your nails and burn with the hametz. Mishnah Be'orah says, just do what the Gemara says. Make sure you move the location. And once you move the location, you're kosher. Right?
Picture a tiger going
But buried. Mishnah Be'orah says, just whenever they drop, move them, throw them out, finished. However, the Bnei Ish Chai, which I want to read you, the Bnei Ish Chai says, how long was the Bnei Ish Chai? 175 when he wrote this years ago? Bnei Ish Chai says,
I gotta kill your card.
yeah.
No.
Okay. V'sarich lekbod hatziponaim, you have to bury your nails bevet hakiseh betoch hanekev, in the toilet.
Wow.
So the Bnei Ish Chai holds toilet is considered as burial. Now, maybe those toilets was actually a hole in the floor. I don't know if they had 10 more toilets, outhouse. So for him, that's called burying. But maybe even for us, it applies. Bnei Ish Chai says, put it in the toilet. Make sure they don't fall over the floor around. Put them in the toilet, he says. Let's say you're cutting your nails and they spring away, they jump away, and you don't know where one is. Make sure you sweep the area, because as long as you move it even if you never find it, if you give it a good sweep, put your foot and swish around, you move the nails, it's okay. And then he says, scoop up all the garbage after you sweep, and put it down the toilet. Or in the garbage, like the Hida says. Be careful, says Ben Shai, they don't fall on your garments, on your clothes. Don't take them and put them on your clothes. And he says, not on your shoes. And feet, hands, it doesn't matter. In the toilet, in the trash, it'll be okay. All right, so you could do either one. If you want to burn it, I never saw anyone burn it, but if you want to burn it, you could burn it as well. Okay, just quickly, we did this in the halakha before mincha for whoever wasn't here. The Rama in Siman 260, which is actually it's halachot Shabbat. So if you're ever looking for the nails, it's inside the halachot Shabbat. It's in halachot Erev Shabbat. The Rama says you have to cut your nails in a very strange way. Your left hand first. I think it's this one, and this one, and then your right hand. It's a whole different order, a whole order of cutting nails. The Hida says that the Arizal didn't do this. Arizal cut his nails in any order he wanted, even in order. And the Magen Avraham says that the Hida left when he heard this thing. He said, it's ridiculous, this whole order, the left-hand order. No. And so the Hida didn't hold of this order at all. And so we, as Sparadim, says the Chavadia, cut your nails in any order you want to. Don't listen to the Ashkenazim. Any order you want to, you cut them. I cut my right hand first. I don't go by this Ramah, says left hand first. Everything we do with the right hand first, so I cut the right hand first personally. The Mishnah Berurah also writes that you shouldn't cut your nails of your toes and your hands on the same day. But the Hida says the Arizal did it on the same day, on Friday. He cut all his nails. The Ben Shai.
It grows after 3 days.
What would be the argument?
Kabbalah. I don't know. Hocus pocus. I don't know why. And so it doesn't matter. You want to cut them all on one day? Cut them all on one day. Next. Do it. Around it says do both. One last thing. This is the last one.
Are we going to finish or what?
We're going to finish it. One last thing. The last. He wants to escape before you inspect his fingers. That's what he wants to do. The last halakha. When the Mishnah Berurah says that you shouldn't cut your hands on Thursday. Why? Because Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is back. The Shabbat says no, because Thursday is the first day. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he says scientifically it takes 3 days for nails to start growing back, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday is the first day, and so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and so therefore it takes 3 days, including the day you cut them. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wednesday night.
All right. Cutting at night is the next halakha. Hold on. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It takes 3 days to cut, so you're gonna make them start growing on Shabbat. This is what the Mishnah Berurah said. However, the Kaf HaHaim says exactly. He says it's scientifically incorrect. Their nails, like we said, they're always growing. The second you finish cutting them, they're growing. And so therefore, you want to cut them on Thursday? Cut them on Thursday. Wednesday? Cut them Wednesday. Cut them any day of the week. Time of day. Can you cut your nails this is the last thing. Can you cut your nails at nighttime? At nighttime. Last halakha. So the Kaf HaHaim Palaji, he writes that you shouldn't take a haircut at night. Because, like I said, the hair and the nails on top, the hair on top and the nails are the klipa, are the bad stuff. And so nighttime is a time of judgment. We don't say anna in abit. Why? It's already a time of judgment. Halas. Don't bring more judgment. The Kaf HaChaim Palaji says, don't take a haircut at night. Long story short, says Acham Vadia, I don't care about this Kaf HaChaim. You want to cut your hair at night? Cut your hair at night. And a lot of people say the same thing applies to nails. Acham Vadia had no problem with the hair, he had no problem with the nails. And so therefore, I've seen a lot of people say, you can cut your nails at night and your hair at night. Me personally, I cut my hair at night. Nails, I don't, unless they're over the flesh. Because I don't want that over the flesh business. But maybe I should start cutting them at night. Maybe I'll change. Some Mikubalim say don't do them after nighttime, but I have to say, it's most probably allowed.
After the Shia?
Anytime.
But isn't that night when the demons come and get you and all that stuff? Wouldn't it be great to get rid of it right before night?
No, because you don't want to mess with them. You don't want to start with
Oh, you
them.
don't mess with this.
Okay.
One question.
Just to finish.
The nail is over the skin, right?
Yeah.
But also the hair is over the skin. How is
The
that?
hair is always over the skin.
And it's all clear, but always attached to the person.
I don't know how much of the kli you put on the hair, but long hair you shouldn't have. That's what the difference is. I want to finish with the words of Hacham Yitzhak Yosef, and we'll close it up. Says Hacham Yitzhak Yosef. He says, "Yesh noagim lahush l'sava'at Rabbi Yehuda Hasid she'asa listaber b'Rosh Chodesh." Some people say, "Don't cut your nails Rosh Chodesh." Says Rabbi Yehuda Hasid. Also, we don't listen to this. You want to cut your nails Rosh Chodesh, cut them on Rosh Chodesh. We have to finish. If they're long, mitzvah litlan, you have to cut them off. You're allowed to cut your nails on Thursday, no problem. Don't listen to the Ashkenazim. Even though they're going to grow on Shabbat, don't get busy with all the growing. Don't throw the nails on the ground. Unless you're in a Bet Knesset or a Bet Midrash, when there's no woman down there.
But that's in that
You
time.
have to make sure that.
Hacham Yitzhak Yosef.
But that's at that time.
What if there's a pregnant cleaning?
Hacham Yitzhak Yosef says, like the Gemara, to Yohanan, he brings the Hacham Maaseh, Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen, 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 Amen. فساعة الفضل الفضل السلام في حكاية كنا نصنع جمال ونعرف زمان كل يوم تدورا بيدي